Hello, you're very welcome along to Bydgoszcz in the northern Poland city, where we have the day 2 of the World Para-Athletics European Championships for 2021. The Bydgoszcz Stadium is the venue, and after a cracking opening day, we're looking forward to more brilliant action on day 2. 5 days of these championships. 29 finals on the opening day, a day where the weather wasn't anywhere near like today is. Clear sky, what we like to see, maybe a shower or two, but pushing up to around 19 degrees during the day after those rather inclement conditions on the evening session on day 1. This is very welcome indeed. So 29 finals on the opening day. There are 33 medals up for grabs on day 2. In the morning session there are 14. The field gets underway, 8 in the field. Timothy Adolph then gets underway the men's 400 metres T11 heats. Yulia Pavlenko also in the women's long jump T11 after a championship record, winning a gold medal yesterday. She'll be in action yet again, and there's 4 field events in very quick succession coming up at the beginning. There is Yulia Pavlenko, who we saw with a gold medal yesterday. There'll be 4 to go in the women's long jump T11, that the opening event on day 2. There is Yulia Pavlenko, the season best of 4.34. She's actually jumped up around the 5:30 mark, so she'll be the one to watch in this one. She took back in 2019. Just behind her there you can see Ariella Didai of Italy, who was second in that 100 metres race yesterday. She picked up the silver medal. Bula Glem, who came third at the back there, the French athlete, and Victoria Karlsson, flag bearer for Sweden in 2018, the European Championships in Berlin. She took a gold in this back in 2018. So plenty of talent, plenty of athletes to be looking out for in this early morning session. Remember, in the women's long jump, the T11, it's the complete visual impairment. So you'll see the guys there with assistant written on the orange bibs. They play a very, very important part in the T11 athletes' careers, especially in the long jump. If you've not seen the long jump before in the T11, a wider board than you would expect in other events, for obvious reasons. Yulia Pavlenko, championship record in the heat yesterday, eventually going on to win the 100 metres gold. She was silver in 2019 at the World Championships. Didai picked up the silver medal yesterday in the 100 metres. She won 2014 Paradance Sport Gold. Victoria Karlsson, defending champion from Berlin, lifetime best of 4:77. And Bula Glem of France, bronze in the 100 metres yesterday. Also has competed in para and cross-country skiing and para biathlon. This first major championships in para-athletics. The weather makes such a difference. Absolutely horrendous last night on the opening day. Difficult for the F41 shot putters, who were finishing off late in the evening. Bartosz Szygowski picking up the gold in the men's shot put F41, and horrendous conditions, and Ireland's Greta Stremikita winning her European title in the women's 1500 metres T13 final last night. It was like a monsoon, is the only way I can describe it. You can head to the World Para-Athletics Twitter and Facebook pages to pick up highlights from yesterday's action. But we are set fair for the women's long jump T11.
Уверенно, смело, вперед.
As they get themselves set for the opening round of jumps. So Pavlenko must be brimming full of confidence after winning the gold medal in the 100 metres T11. So it looks like a clean jump first up. You can hear the guide calling out, white flag given, clapping his hands. All the sensors working overtime. You can see the bigger board there, so the mark is actually taken from where the athlete takes off. Some distance off that world record mark. The championship record held by Victoria Karlsson when she claimed victory in Berlin 3 years ago. Well, they're happy, the guide's happy. 4.86 is the opening jump for Yulia Pavlenko. Season best to date before that was 4.34, so she's gone 52 centimetres further. And that in her opening jump. There is a fair wind behind those athletes doing the long jump. Could be the opposite for the club throw. Men's F51 section. 9 to go out in this one. The man who holds the world, European and championship record, Zelko Dimitrijevic, will be among them. So in the seated club throw section, the athletes are strapped into a seat and they take all 6 throws at the same time of asking. One after another. Not literally all 6 at the same time. So it takes a little bit of time for those club throw athletes to get themselves sorted out. A bit of work that goes into it from the officials as well. Have to make sure they're strapped in properly, make sure that everything is legitimate, so no foul throws are needing to be awarded. Eight medals to be handed out in the morning session in the field, and there are 6 to be due on the track as well. As we head back to the women's T11 long jump and defending champion and the championship record holder, Victoria Karlsson of Sweden. .477 she jumped. So she's been pulled up. And Yulia Pavlenko, who jumped 4.86 with her opening jump, that would have been a championship record, except with that wind tailing behind her at plus 3.2, it means that Karlsson retains that championship record for the time being. 2.0 the limit for the wind behind the athletes. You can see in Karlsson's hair just blowing somewhat there, so conditions are a little bit windier than they were on the opening day. There's the windsock, you can see it to the left. As you can see, it's blowing behind the athletes. Funny old game this, athletics, para-athletics, because 1 minute it might be behind you, the next it might be blowing across, the next it might be into your face. The wonders of the weather. But at the moment is definitely behind. We're just waiting to see what happened a moment or two ago, because first of all the red flag went up. The officials are chatting with Carlson and her guide. She didn't get to the board when she ran that first time, so it'll be take two. So important, the guides, because if the athletes do move off to the side and jump, they can really injure themselves and they could take someone else out with them. Complete visual impairment category. So we'll try again for the defending champion. Now that looked like she'd crossed some way over. So that'll be a red flag. You can see there she's gone, well, half a foot length off the jumping surface. So a strange old start for Victoria Carlson. Pulled up with her first. So the lady who came third in the 100 metres, Bydgoszcz, will be the last of the four to jump with her opener. Probably one stride too short of where she wanted to be. And you can see there she's got the glasses on, but underneath she has those patches, because in the complete visual impairment category it has to be guaranteed that you can't see anything. So I always say to people, if you're brave enough, try something like this. The athletes who compete in this event have got my full attention always. Later on today we've got the 5,000 metres T11 coming up as well in this morning session. So in the women's T11 long jump final, all four participants have had their opening throw as we wait for the men's club throw F51 to get underway still. Martin Zak of the Czech Republic, the former cross-country skier, he's scheduled to be the first to go. He's been waiting there a good 5 or 6 minutes now. He could be waiting a little bit longer as well. As we look across the rest of the field, on the far left there you can see in the white vest and the grey mask, well, he's disappeared now, Zelko Dimitrovic, the world champion, Paralympic Games champion, and also the European champion. World European Championship record. The first of the field events will be the men's 100 metres T13. That's scheduled to get underway at 10:46 local time. Martin Zak being introduced. I can't say to spectators because we're not allowed to have any here at the venue. So if you do hear noise in the background, it'll be the other athletes who are cheering on their teammates. So Martin Zak will be the first to go. There is the man I mentioned a moment or two ago, Zelko Dimitrovic, the World, European and Championship record holder, defending champion. Russia back in the championships now, Musa Tamazov, who was bronze in the Worlds back in 2019. First major championship for this man, the youngster, who's only 24 years of age, of Belarus. Mike Lenz, the second of three from the Czech Republic in this, the previous World Championship hockey player. Alexander Radosic of Serbia. Lifetime best thrown this year of 28.79. Korea, we saw earlier, and Radim Beles. And last up, after Beles of the Czech Republic, the third with his first major championship back in 1998. It'll be the Serbian, Filip Grovic. His lifetime best this year also, 28.10 metres. As we head to the women's shot put F57. And Jelena Vukovic, she was formerly a standing thrower until 2013. She won F42 to 46 discus bronze at the 2004 Paralympic Games, a gold in the 1998 World Championships. The Croatian, one of three taking part in this. 6.72 with a first, that's a season best for her. Two Croats and one from the Czech Republic going in this shot put event. So all six taken at the same time. Now Vukovic is an F57, the other two are F56. The F57 championship record, 10 metres 58 set in Swansea back in 2014 by Stella Ineva of Bulgaria. The F56 record, a lady you may have heard of, Martina Willing of Germany, the championship and the European record holder. So Vukovic's third throw, consistency. Yes, instead of opening your mouth and waiting for the water to drop into it like yesterday because it was raining today, it's nice and warm, so always good to take a drink. 7.05 for Vukovic for her third, so the first time over the 7 metre mark. Season best heading into this was only 6.51, so all three have done much better than that. In this type of event yesterday, because of the weather, it was taking a slight bit longer because the shot had to be dried with a cloth before the athletes could throw it. They were worried about slipping so much. A lot of chalk used to try and keep a bit of grip. So we're ready for throw number 4 from Jelena Vukovic. Speaks 6 languages. Croatian, Dutch, English, Italian, Polish and Russian. There's a translating job along there somewhere. Won gold and bronze at the 1998 World Championships in Birmingham in England. Bronze at the 2004 Paralympic Games in Athens. What's she heading for today? It's a good story about this lady. Spent 13 months in hospital in Kurgan. That hospital was closed due to the Chernobyl accident back in 1986. She was waiting for an operation. She suffered bed sores and sepsis. Lost 30 pounds in a month. But here she is competing, as is this lady. Pavlenko. 486 for the first. For Yulia Pavlenko. Already a gold medal at these championships on day one. That one looks all right. So the first would have been a championship record. The wind. Too much assistance behind her. She has jumped a season best here. Which was that 486. Well, the wind didn't help her with her first. This time, it's not bad. It's not bad at all. It's a championship record of 491. So she's taken that championship record off her competitor, Victoria Carlson, who won gold 3 years ago. This time, the wind has helped her. Plus 1.9, so that's a championship record of 491. Ayala Didai, not the greatest of starts. 2 fouls already. This time she should be on the money. That one there's hit the middle of the board. Well, she's on the board, 443, so it puts her up into 3rd position. Bulaglam relegated down to 4th. So the championship record that was held by Victoria Carlson, who won with that championship record in Berlin in 2018, has been well and truly broken. 14 centimetres bettered by Yulia Pavlenko, who also set a championship record in the 100 metres yesterday when she won the heat. The Carlson's pulled up, so she'll be back to start again. Just in time to avoid getting the red flag. So that's twice now that Victoria Carlson's been pulled up. First one she was pulled up, then she eventually went too far on the board, so it was a foul. Second one of 470 puts her in 2nd position. And it would have only been 7 centimetres off the record mark she set 3 years ago, which has been broken. 2014 European champion, 2016, 2018. So she's won the last 3 in a row in the T11. It's going to be usurped at these championships. Well, that was tight to the end. But looked as though it was a pretty good jump. You see that world record mark out there in the background? That was set in Sao Paulo by Brazil's Silvânia Costa de Oliveira back in 2016 at the Paralympic Games. 4:69, so consistency, 1 centimetre shy of her second mark, but she remains in second place. So Bydgoszcz, who now sits in fourth after a third place finish in the 100 metres, 4:28 with her second. Bydgoszcz going ahead of her with her third jump, so Bydgoszcz with her. And not what Bydgoszcz was after. From the Handisport Lyonnais club. She's also competed in the Para Cross Country Skiing Championships and Para Biathlon. No problems taking off. Just not quite a distance she would have been looking. So 2 guys she has. Farah Clerk and Juliet Shinato there. Chatting away to the 31-year-old French woman. She heads back down. So Dido's to the right, who's third, Bydgoszcz on the left, who's in fourth.
Non, mais oui, je sais, je t'ai dit, ça va plus chaud. Mais t'as pas fait un peu? Non, j'ai rien pensé, j'ai voulu impulser fort et je sais pas ce qui s'est passé.
Look at that, the sunshine. As we head back to the shot put. Women's F57 final. Bydgoszcz is first to go. Miroslava Brova. 6:87 with her first. So a season best for Bydgoszcz is her up in first place with all 6 throws gone from her. It's now the turn of the bronze medalist from the 2016 European Championships in Grosseto, Miroslava Brova. Started the sport in 2013. Inspired by compatriot Eva Kasanu. Placed first in the javelin at the 2019 Golden Spike in Ostrava, so adept at throwing the javelin as well. Wide given, so the consistency there again. It's been a busy enough start on the field. 4 of those field events up before we hit the track this morning. So let's bring in, as a season best has been levelled by a Brova of 6:88 in second position, let's bring in Will Downing.
Morning, everyone. Men's 100 metres T13 is on the way in around 15 to 20 minutes time. But as is the case every morning, lots of early action in the field. Abramov is not too far off. She and Vukovic with season's best today. Obviously not as many events compete as usual up to this point, but loads of action the past couple of weeks in Switzerland. Abramov going to 6.88 so far. You cannot say she's not been consistent today. Only 7 centimetres between the 3 throws to date. Vukovic likewise with that 7.05, the season's best. Abramov not too far back. And if I told you that was in the 680s again, would you be surprised? Voila! 684. There were a few of the events last night where we had the golden shot booked. Fabulous. That would a night to set for the competition from now on. That kind of looked a little shorter. Well, look at that. Best of the day, 7.06. And she goes into the gold medal position. Ahead of Vukovic, who had performed so well for so long. And Abramov, after all those 680 throws, suddenly goes beyond 7 metres and gets herself a great chance of the gold. Can she round off with the best throw of the day? Well, that previous effort was really deceptive, and she is justified to be relieved and to smile, because at the very least it's going to be silver. At best it will be gold. It's a foul, it's a red flag for her last attempt, but she's edged out Jelena Vukovic by a single centimetre, and Abramov is in pole position for the gold. Weather today is fabulous. Makes up for yesterday. Again, it's another morning where the public can't come in. It is live on Polish television every single morning, which is a very good thing. As we go back to the T11 long jump, our leader with that championship record in the previous round of 491. So what can Yulia Pavlenko produce this time?
Okay.
Genuine blind faith. It's a lot windier today, by the way. Most of the marks so far, it's over 2 meters, so the weather may be a lot better, but it's not as calm as it was yesterday in terms of the wind conditions. She's okay. She just took off inside the chalk, so they'll measure from the tip of her toe all the way to the first landing point. Obviously, if she takes off before the chalk, then they measure from where the chalk begins. It didn't feel as longer as the previous ones. For her lead, our caster remains 21 centimetres.
So the men's shot
As we
put
go back to the
F11.
men's.
Miroslav Madzia of Poland. A foul with his first. He's the first of the athletes to go with his second attempt. And just look at that ground out there where it was messed up from that rain yesterday. The groundskeeper's going to have a bit of work to do on this one. Lifetime best of 12:51 for the Pole Madzia. Well, it's not near that, but it's put him up into 5th position after his first foul, 11.21 metres. So Iguain of Moldova. Turns 48 in October of this year. It's a good age, trust me. So the Moldovan in 8th position at present. Only took the sport up around the age of 30. He's also been a member of the Moldovan vision impaired five-a-side football team, so he keeps himself busy sporting wise. But that will be a red flag. Outside the vector. Just missed out in the middle of this event in Berlin 3 years ago, finishing in 4th position. He has some work to do. Just released at the slightly wrong angle. And in the complete visual impairment category, if that happens in the F11, then you're asking for a bit of trouble.
By the way, it's okay, you're not missing 20 races or anything like that. There's just lots of testing going on in the background. Lots of on your marksing, but nothing more.
So the man is in 1st position. Looking to improve on his silver from Dubai at the World Paralympics Championships 2 years ago. And that is a decent throw. 13.25 for his opener. Spain's David Casino Sierra, the European Championship and world record holder in this one. Those marks have stood for quite some time. 13.11, so no improvement for Bydgoszcz, but he does remain 10 centimetres ahead of Shatalov. As we head back to the women's long jump T11 and Yulia Pavlenko with her 5th attempt after earlier breaking the championship record.
Yeah, the 100 metres champion from last night, where she beat Ayola Deadeye into 2nd spot, and she's doing the same here. Now, she got into that chalk well, and she got well into the pit too. She may have done something quite significant here in terms of the competition. absolutely perfectly into the chalk. That world record mark is measured from the end of the chalk, so it's in slightly misleading area. That's definitely going to be one of her better attempts of the day with that champion record 491 in round 3 and 477. That's solid, and that in its own right now would be good enough for gold. Carlson remains in second spot. Her advantage over Carlson remains 21 centimetres. Heading into the final round of that. Heading into the final thrower in the women's shot put, the F57. Sovachan in third. But look at how close she is to the other two. 7:07 for gold, 7:05 would be bronze. They're all landing around the same mark in this. There is hardly anything between these three. $6.94 in that second round. That was $6.80 in round 3, and she has 3 attempts remaining. You've missed nothing, by the way, in the women's long jump. It was 4:12 from Bourg-les-Glem, so she finishes in 4th place for France. Sovachan's 6.80 in the previous round needs to be improved on. 7.06 from Abrova's the gold medal mark. 7.05 from Vukovic the silver. Even 7 meters gives her a good marker for her final 2 attempts. It's been a good, consistent set of marks from her so far. That was 6.84 as we go to the men's club throw.
And it is the man who holds all the records, Dimitrovic, in the men's club throw F51 final. His opener could be something special. He holds the world, the European, and the championship record he set in Berlin 3 years ago, which is just broken. 33.29 improves
Here goes
on the
Carlson.
32.23 through.
Her last attempt, this to decide the gold medal in the long jump. Has she improved up towards 5 meters? Is it a Swedish gold on the path to Tokyo Shudra Shudra? 4.91 the championship record from Pavlenko. She just stayed in on the right. That was okay. That gets her the white flag. 4.70 her best. Deadeye ending up with a bronze medal. It was silver yesterday. Well, I just wonder. Oh, she went out, but she took off inside. They're having a strong look at it. They've given it to her, and it's a 4.60. So Carlson gets the silver, Deadeye the bronze, but Pavlenko wins gold for Ukraine. She knows
And here
now.
is Pavlenko.
The double is hers. Carlsen missing out on gold and losing the championship record too. European record dating back 20 years, Purificación Ortiz in Bydgoszcz. That was Pavlenko's lap of honour. Can she round off with another championship record? It's an event we're used to now, but I know when a lot of us saw it for the first time, maybe it was London 2012, maybe you're newer to Paralympics than this, but T11 long jump, athletes totally blind and hurling themselves out into the abyss and the sand. Yulia Pavlenko does the 100 long jump double. That was another 477. 491, her championship record. Carlsen's got another great result to add to her collection. Continuing Sweden's great tradition in the long jump. Well, she has been dethroned as European long jump champion, but this is still something of great delight to her. She'd won it at the last 3 championships, but not this time. Is based in one of the great athletic cities of Gothenburg, and now she can bring back another medal. Unfortunately not the gold that she would have wished, the gold she's had in the kit bag from Swansea and Grosseto in Berlin. But with Tokyo 2020 only a few months away, it's a nice achievement. She'll feel she's on form, and well, may well feel too that there is one bigger event this year. If she gets the gold in that, that's the one to do it in. The track action begins now. One name has dominated the T13s since the dawn of time, but it's Paralympics year and Jason Smith is not present at these Europeans, but Jakob Nitzpon is, who medalled at the last Europeans in Berlin, is the European 400 metres champion. So the men's 100 metres T13, this is the opening heats. Salguero in 2 for Spain, the world new bronze medalist in 2019 in Knoxville. In 3 for Norway, Vegard Dragsund Sved from Oslo. In 4 for Poland, the European 400 metres champion for Berlin, and bronze in the 100, Jakob Nitzpon. In 5 for Russia, first major championship for Igor Gostinsky. In lane 6 for Britain, long jump silver medalist of the last Europeans in Berlin, Zach Skinner. In 7 for Romania, 6th in the 100 and the javelin in the last Europeans in Berlin, Octavian Tuxeliu. And in lane 8 for Azerbaijan, bronze in the 400 metres in the 2014 Europeans in Swansea, Elmir Yabrailov.
On your marks.
top 3 into the final, and the next 2 to progress after that. In the men's 100 metres. So Salguero in 2, Jackson Spade in 3, Nispon in 4, Kaczynski 5, Skinner 6, Tokalyuk in 7, and Yabrailov in 8. Oh, here, Tokalyuk got away to a flyer, unfortunately, before the gun. Now, if they feel it was enough before the gun, then that'll be a yellow card. If not, it'll be red. How generous are they feeling this morning? He's from Cluj. And it is red. So unfortunately, Octavian Tokalyuk is DQ'd.
Or not.
And then there were 6. First 3 to qualify, Salguero in 2, Jackson Sved in 3, Nispon in 4, Gostinsky in 5, Skinner in 6, Yabrailov in lane 8. And desolation. Pure desolation for Octavian Tokalyuk. Top 3 to qualify. Now they're away. Great start by Nispon, the European 400 metres champion, and Jackson Sved alongside him. But here comes Zach Skinner for Great Britain. He's away in Clare, and Skinner takes it. 11.45. Jackson's up there as well. But no doubt about the winner. Zach Skinner takes his spot in tonight's final. Jackson Spade in second place, 11.67. Really tight for third. Nispon had started well, but Kaczynski took it. Nispon is going to have to wait. Bronze in the last Europeans for him in Berlin, but he'll have to go through as the fastest loser and nothing else. He was back a little bit. Jackson had started great, but Skinner finished tremendously. His speed spotted on the rugby fields as a schoolboy, and he's just got faster. He's knocking on the door of being one of the best in the world. The world number 1 still has to be toppled, and that may be years away. Zach Skinner for now is number 1 in this race at least. And a quick shot from the shot. Del Amo Cano for Spain.
His third throw. In 5th position. A few records already out on the field session this morning. Never ceases to amaze. That though, may amaze Del Amecano. Foul. So, Baskakov, currently in the bronze medal position, 12.48 for the Russian. For the man who studies Russian literature and enjoys winemaking. Well, I wonder how that one tastes to him. For him, hopefully good enough to get him up further than third that he's in at the moment. was 6th in Dubai 2 years ago. 12.67 was his best then. On that day, 12.85. A season best for Bydgoszcz. He stays 3rd. Zach Skinner, the son of the former England rugby international. Mickey Skinner winning that race just there. Doing it quite easy as well. His father would be proud, the former Harlequins man.
So Skinner takes 11.43, Dragson's fared 11.67, and Gostinsky also through 11.75. Yabrailov and Nitzbon have to hang on.
Back to the shot put F11. And Spage with his 3rd. The long jump and the T11, how difficult it is. This as well. Sure you get yourself into a position where you are putting it in a position that's going to give you something. 10.35. He stays 7th. So we head back to the track. Jason Smith's name, as Will said before, up there in lights. It may be in Tokyo later this year as well. Not for now though. The second heat. There are 6 going in this one. In the men's 100 metres T13, the least of the visual impairments. A smattering of names you may have heard before, and some you may hear about in the future. Russia enjoying these championships to date. They'll have Alexei Labzin, who'll be going for them in this race, the man who won gold back in the 2011 World Championships. He's won World Championship, European Championship and Paralympic Games relay golds as well. Axel Zorzi, who missed the 20 champs through injury, will go in lane 4. Philip Handler, bronze medalist back in 2016 in the Euros and Masters in Banking and Finance, will go in 5. In lane 6, Sancho Villanueva of Spain. He was 9th in the European Championships back in 2018. His compatriot next to him, Yakuru Smith, 18 years of age, his first major championships. He's from the Zaragoza region. And out in lane 8, Hakan Sirra. In Berlin. We'll be hoping to make the final slightly better this time and medal. First 3 through. Next 2 fastest across this and the previous heat will also qualify for this evening's final. So Labzin in 3, Zorzi in 4, Handler in 5, Sancho Villanueva in 6, Ikuyu Smith in 7, and Shearer will go in lane 8.
Set.
No problems in this one as there was in the last, and it is the man on the outside who gets away quickly with the Spaniard Ikuyu Smith, but it is racing through. It's Axel Zorzi who missed those last championships in Dubai. He's gone through in first place. In second place it looks like Philip Handler, and a battle on there for third, but Zorzi back from injury, back in form and looking pretty good. 11.16 is that time, a lifetime best he has of 11.02. Philip Handler 11.47. It's Labzin of Russia who came through in lane 3. The man who won gold back in 2011, who takes third position to qualify through to the final. It was Ikuyu Smith who got through very quickly there from the first 5 or 6 metres, but he was pegged back straight away by Axel Zorzi. And Zorzi, after he hit the front about 15 metres in, he was never headed. Philip Handler finishing strongly for second, and in the inside lane, Alexei Zabzin in third position. Looks strong, looked fluid, looks a good chance for later. Axel Zorzi. So Zorzi goes through along with Handler and Labson. Hakan Shearer, who started in the outside lane, he qualifies as one of the fastest. So there's our field through to the final, the qualifiers. Shearer, who we just saw, and Jabrielov from the opening heat goes through as well in the...
So what that means, the bronze medalist from Berlin, Nitpon of Poland, is out. Dimitrievich, the star of the club.
So Dimitrievich in the club throw, and that is his own mark out there for the world record. So the man who's the world, European and Paralympic Games record holders has thrown an absolute monster. And he knew it straight away as well. Question is though, how much further has he thrown? 34.71 metres, a new world record, breaking his own for Zelko Dimitrievich of Serbia. Men's shot put F11. Pizza with his fourth in sixth position. Croatia's Vucic leading this at the present time after the opening throws. Vito's best of 10.52 before this one. Needs to find a good couple of metres. He's found a little bit more. He's found 30 centimetres, 10.82, still in sixth position. Well, Dale Mercado's lifetime best is 12.74. If he can throw that, it would put him up into fourth position. He'd still be 11 centimetres shy of a bronze. Has improved slightly, 11.43, but can only move up as high as fourth. So it's Serbia in the gold medal position, or Croatia I should say in the gold medal position, Russia in silver and bronze. Here's a man who get a cheer if there were spectators in watching. Maciej of Poland. 41 years of age, been competing since 2002, and he's improved. 11.67 takes him back above Dell'Americano into 4th position. Bydgoszcz a season best of 12.85 with his last. Earlier this year he finished the shot put in the Grand Prix event in Dubai in 2nd position. Looking to try and get up to that now. 12.85, he's improved with each of his first 3 throws. He has competed in powerlifting. He won gold at the 2013 World Championships in Beijing. But he wants to win gold at the Paralympic Games. 13.22, a new lifetime best for Bydgoszcz, takes him up into the silver medal position, and he's only 3 centimetres off the gold medal position. And Shatalov, who's just been usurped, his Russian compatriot, steps up to the circle. Sergei Shatalov. Also formerly a powerlifter. Great strength from these champion athletes. He's always just missed out. 4th in 2016, 5th in 2014. And he was 5th in Dubai 2 years ago. No improvement. 12.98. So he remains in 3rd position. And here's the man who leads. Bydgoszcz Vukic. Not too happy with it. Well, he should know plenty about the trajectory. Engineering and physics are his things. You saw him throw his hands in the air, so that would tell you that he wasn't very happy with what he threw. There's around Samaya. 12.58, but he does remain in 1st position.
And look at that top 3. There's only 7 centimetres between them all. Bydgoszcz has certainly made things very awkward. We're back on the track. The men's 400 metres. T11, it's the opening round. We've got 2 heats in this. It's complete visual impairment. Guides are mandatory. Sylvain Bova of France, Gerard Descarrega of Spain, Omar Bojcic of Bosnia and Herzegovina are the 3 in this. And in the case of Bojcic, alongside his guide, Nebojša Koric, it is his first major championship. There's already been a silver in the long jump in lane 5 for Spain's Gerard Descarrega, the reigning European and Paralympic champion. And in lane 3 for France, the 2018 silver medalist at the Europeans in Berlin, Sylvain Bova, alongside his guide, Germain Wajin, and Descarrega's guide is Guillermo Rojo. Descarrega has climbed the highest point in the Pyrenees and has climbed the highest point in his sport, being the Paralympic champion. Has been world champion before, that back in London in 2017. Only took 4th place in the final in Dubai. Only the winner of this, definitely in the final. Plus the next 2 fastest. So Bova in 3, Descaraga, Pushtaval in 5, and Bydgoszcz in 7. The man in the middle lanes has been here before. He won in Berlin, he won in Rio, in front of those fantastic. Some nights we'd more people in to watch the para-athletics than had been in for some sessions of the athletics at the Olympic Games. Descaraga Pushtaval is well in control. Bova, who finished second behind him in Berlin in the last European final, has taken up second spot here as well. He doesn't want to take anything to chance and will want to go through as one of the fastest non-automatic qualifiers. Descaraga well out in front, Bova in second place, and Bydgoszcz in his first major championships. He's only just turned 21, well back in third. Descaraga Pushtaval wins it, 52.10. Bova going through, probably in second place as the fastest loser. That's quite fast as well. And Bydgoszcz in third will be a little bit down. But look, you can train as much as you like, but when you get into your first major championship, that's when you learn, that's when you get the experience. And he's got a lot now. Descaraga has tons. Lots of medals too. And this helps along the path to another one. A 3 times major championship winner. Last night, silver in the long jump. Second round. Was the first time he'd ever medalled in the long jump, and the first time he'd ever claimed a major championship medal that wasn't gold. He's dominated in the 400 metres the past few years, apart from at Dubai when things went slightly awry, but he and his guide Guillermo Arrojo making their way into the final. Didn't need to extend themselves too much, and they are definitely through.
Belarus doing well for themselves at these championships as well. Enjoying the sunshine today in the crowd. Spain. Germany down towards the front there. Great Britain. Everyone's having fun. Except this lady who was
now
leading.
Will. Abrova, yes, 688. Her third round attempt. 7 meters 06, and that putting her in front. That the winning throw for Abrova. Season's best as well. Just a centimetre between her and Vukovic of Croatia, who had led previously, and Natasa Sobocan couldn't quite, only by a couple of centimetres, basically a dozen centimetres, reach the same standard. Abrova gets the gold.
Always time to have a chat.
She could be commentating.
She may well be.
I hear it's done a little bit that way these days.
No, I saw a nod of the head there. So, conversation taking place. Did a conversation take place with this man and his guide? But an ultimate throw for him. There's 3 centimetres in it. His last was a belter. Can he find the extra few centimetres he needs? Well, he's left it all out there. It would be the first time he's medalled at a major championships. 12.71, so he remains in second position with that lifetime best and his fourth throw. And Shatalov needs to make up a bit of ground. There's absolutely nothing in it though between them. The top three, 7 centimetres. He could well go from third to first with one good throw. Maybe not with that one. So he remains in third position with a foul. His first of the competition, but he'll have one more attempt to try and catch this man. Croatia's Vukic. Started in able-bodied handball, switched to para-athletics after he was introduced to Daniel Temin, and he could be on the verge of a gold. Bronze in 2018, silver in 2016 in Grosseto. He may have worked his way up finally to a gold medal. Strangely enough, he was fourth at 2014 in Swansea, so he's gone fourth, second, third, may now will get first. As we head back to the track, there's the result of the opening heat in the men's 400 metres T11. Gerard Descarrega Puigdevall qualifying at a time of 52.09. Bover in second and Bydgoszcz in third. The second of those heats underway now. 3 in this one as well, so it'll be the first to go through. Then we'll find out who the 2 fastest qualifiers are. So out of the 2 heats, there will be 2 who unluckily miss out. The man in this one going from lane 7, Salamovic of Israel. Just about a 20-year-old, first major championships, Seda Navas. And a man who's been disqualified 4 times at major championships, Timothy Adolphe. Hasn't always worked in his favour. Races, relays, sometimes literally jumps the gun. Some athlete though took gold in this in the last World Para-Athletics Championships in Dubai, so he is the reigning world champion. He was gold in this one in Swansea back in 2014. And you would expect, barring any mishaps, for Timothy Adolphe and Jeffrey Lamy, his guide, to go through to the final. He's in lane 3. Navas. Must be the nerves jangling for the 20-year-old from Spain. He'll go in lane 5. And in lane 7, Salamovic. So Timothy Adolphe has had his problems. The guides are going to have to work with their athletes, and that sometimes for Adolphe has been his issue. I remember one time there, a few years back, his guide was helping him and he ended up falling over, causing disqualification. So it just shows you in the T11 complete visual impairment category how important it is to work with the guide. So they're away with no issues. Adolf goes from 3, Ustad Navas from 5, and Salamovic out wide in lane 7 from Israel. No issues getting away, and Timothy Adolf has already pretty much made up the margins going around that first bend and is cruising out in front with Jeffrey Lammy, his guide, and doing well. Next to him is Theda Navas of Spain, just keeping pace there. Adolf is just cruising through the gears with around 150 metres or so to go, so barring any major issues as they come down into the main straight, assuming they don't step outside their lane and he goes across the line first, it will be Timothy Adolf who does qualify through to the final. Left way back, just coming into the 100 metres now is Salamovic, but it is Timothy Adolf who goes across in a time of 51.42. And Ustad Navas of Spain in second position. Israel Salamovic has gone across the line. Tough event, the 400 metres, especially in that last 150 or so. Adolf of France sucking in the big ones there. Ustad Navas with a lifetime best in second position. Should be good enough to go through as one of the fastest qualifiers, but Adolf rather adept at winning this race. So they've got the 2 lanes there, as you can see. The guide and the athlete must stay within those parameters. And Timothy Adolf, as I mentioned, disqualified 4 times at major championships. Guide issues, running out of the lane issues. No such issues in this. So the reigning world champion Timothy Adolf for the men's 400 metres T11 qualifies for the final, 51.42, lifetime best for the 20-year-old Eduardo Manuel Navas. And there is your lineup for the final. Adolf, Descartes de Puigdeval, Ustad Navas, so 2 Spaniards and 2 French. Sylvain Bova also going through 57.28 with his time. Last throws in the men's shot put F11. Raskakov, he's got to come up with something. He's in second position, but he needs to find 4 centimetres. He's given it everything. Everything may not be enough. He's in the middle positions though, 6th in Dubai 2 years ago in the World Championships. 12.24, so his lifetime best will have to be enough. He misses out by 3 centimetres. However, there is one last hope for a gold medal for Russia in this, with Sergei Shatalov. He needs to find 7 centimetres to level up with Miljenko Vukic of Croatia at the top. Last throw foul. That one will probably be short of the mark, what he needs. So 12.35, so it's a guaranteed gold medal for Miljenko Vukic. No pressure on his final throw. His opener of 13.25 is going to prove good enough to pick up his first ever gold medal. 4th in 2014 in this event, 2nd in 2016, 3rd in 2018, and in 2021 at the delayed European Championships here in Bydgoszcz in Poland, he's going to walk away with a gold medal. So many holes in the ground that almost disappeared into one of them then. Such was that inclement weather last night, making it so soft out there. I wouldn't enjoy being the person who fixes this. He's gone for the foul, he isn't bothered about it. And the man who enjoys vintage cars may be able to drive around in one with a gold medal around his neck. Looking like MC Hammer. So heady days for that man there, Miljenko Vukic, with his first ever gold medal in any major championships. He is the European champion in the men's shot put F11. There it is, his first throw, the mark of 13.25, good enough. Lifetime best for Bydgoszcz of Russia. He takes the silver, and Shatalov of Russia makes it a 2 and a 3. He takes the bronze. 13.18.
So, Grib of Belarus in the men's club throw at 51. Again, all of these taking place at the one time. The most restrictive of the seated throwing categories. 23.17 is best so far. He finds himself in spawn spot and just outside the medals for Belarus. We've already had a world record in this from Zelko Dimitrijevic. 34.71, his old mark. 33.96 from 2 years ago in Krušević, competing at home in Serbia. So he needs an extra, just slightly 2 meters 20 on top of his previous mark in order to go into the medals, but there's still 5 left to throw in this. It's going to go on for quite a while. I remember the very first event of the very first Paralympics I worked on had the club throw at the start of the opening session at London 2012, and it was the only event on, so for 30 minutes it was literally the club throw that was on, so you get to know the dynamics of it very well. It was some introduction to parasport, I'll tell you. It is an event that's really unique in its own right. The javelin's on the way. It's the 37s and the 38s in this. Coordination impairment, the strongest 2 categories, if you like, are in this. Vasily Saitchev of Russia. Alexander Doroshenko of Ukraine. Mikhail Vima of the Czech Republic. We've already had Vacislav Bilya of Ukraine, Łukasz of Poland, Yuri Kohut of the Czech Republic, Dmitry Silovs, who usually medals in this, Willie today for Latvia, Martin Kukla of the Czech Republic, Silovs and Bilya, the only 2 in this final of a lifetime best of over 50 metres. Danny Labana for Spain, 44.2 in his lifetime best set this year. Poland always strong in the field events, Damian Wróblewski. He's only 22. And Petr Vratil, a regular championship medalist in his own right as well, not just in the javelin. He goes in this for the Czech Republic, and we have 11 overall competing in this. Vladislav Krib still in the club throw sector. That previous throw of his, by the way, was 16.62. It was well down on 2 of his first 3 marks. But Poland have got such a great athletics program. Obviously, on the IAAF circuit, very strong in the field events, but also in the sprints and the sprint relays and the middle distances, and right across the board in para athletics. Actually, striking thing about this javelin is how young some of the competitors are.
Okay, Billy.
Because
Next,
javelin isn't usually an arena for the youngsters. So we're seeing athletes in this who, all going well, will be around for 20 years and we're going to get very used to. And obviously some of them we already are. So Billy for Ukraine to set things in motion. And boy has he done that! That's the world record line! I don't believe that! What a start to the competition straight away for Billy! Well, 52.69 is lifetime best from this year. It's a foul, but that's an awesome throw. And that was really close to being a world record had it not been for the red flag. He could be on the way to doing something incredible today. The world record, 58.18, set in Brisbane by Corey Anderson last year. Wow. Donetsky next to throw. And I'm just wondering if the delay is that Billy and his team want that throw looked at. Because if that line is in the right place, that was 58 meters or thereabouts. I should tell you, Slav Grib, who we saw in the club throw, has just gone out to 26.30 and goes into the bronze medal position. We've lots of track action coming. It's the longest final of the week. It's the men's 5,000 metres. T11. Henry Wanyuki with the world record from the 2004 Paralympics in Athens. So three in this: Hassan Hussein Kassar of Turkey, Alexander Vasilevsky of Poland, and Fedor Rudakov of Russia. Rudakov, the world champion silver medalist in Dubai 19 months ago, disqualified in the 1500 meters with his guide Vladimir Myasnikov. Inside him, the reigning European 1500 meters champion Alexander Kosakovsky, his guide is Krzysztof Vasilevsky, and Hassan Hussein Kassar, you may remember, regularly uses two guides. You're allowed in a race of this distance to swap them around. Umut Kuchku and Hassan Deniz Kalechi are his guides. Underway in the men's 5,000 metres final. That world record is just outside 15 minutes. So they'll be going round for at least 16 or 17. Hassan Hussein Kassar of Turkey, Alexander Kosakovsky of Poland, and Fedor Rudakov of Russia. Kosakovsky has the honour of running for Poland, in Poland, live on Polish national television. The public broadcaster here is their own sports channel. They're providing the pictures to us today as part of the usual World Para Athletics broadcast team. And they've been used to doing a lot of athletics. Hey, I mean, they had the World Team Championships down in Chorsov at the Selesy Stadium at the weekend, and I presume they all come up here to Bydgoszcz, lock, stock and barrel on the Monday for yesterday's big kickoff. Rudikov's gone off really strongly. His last European Championships was in Grosseto in 2016, Russia, and not at Berlin. He finished 6th in the 1500 metres. He's built since then, silver in the Worlds in Dubai. Hassan Kassar with gold in the 5,000 metres in Grosseto 5 years ago. It was bronze in Berlin in 2018. Disqualified in the 1500 metres there, having won silver in the 1500 in Grosseto. Had silvered in the Europeans in 2014 in Swansea, but disqualified in the 400 and the 1500. Well, Rudikov's gone off really strongly straight away. Obviously, it's T11 is complete visual impairment, and as we do sometimes see, actually quite a bit, sometimes an athlete will go off in the wrong pace. It's one of the reasons. It's another job for the guide, basically, to keep up with the pacing. As we go back to the javelin, and Chernetsky goes now.
F37.38. We've already seen a bit of drama in this. It's only been going for a short period of time. So Chernetsky, with his first of 40.80, means he goes into the top position. He took a long time after Billy's opener. Eventually ruled a foul. It was long. 4 athletes from the Czech Republic in this one. Yuri Kahut is the first to go.
Next, Doroshenko.
35.75 is his lifetime best, so some short of where he may want to be when it comes to getting into those medals. First up a foul, so we've 3 athletes who have gone so far, 2 of them foul. Chernetsky, not though.
I should say I've just
messing
looked
around
back
next
at
up.
Billy's throw. Billy's throw, his toe did touch the line and the red flag was instant. And when you get a chance to take a second look at it, then it's pretty much open and shut. And that's a pity, but we should keep a very good look out at his second round throw, because if he just goes a toe over the line and he throws it out to the world record mark, he could do something major today.
Alexander Doroshenko. European record in the F38 set in Dubai 2 years ago. Been competing since he was 19. Numerous medals across numerous events. Silver medalist 2 years ago, so this time looking to go one better. Won the European shot put back in 2014. Silver 2 years ago in the World Championships as well. And he's in the silver medal position, up into gold, 42-44 with his first.
Well, Rudikov has kept his progress going. He's half a lap clear of Kassar. It's a bold move straight away, because we have seen in previous championships, and remember, I think 3 of the last 4 have taken place in very, very hot conditions. We've seen athletes go way out. They've been half a lap or a full lap in front, and then they went out too strongly, and they have not finished.
Cast
a
our
nice
minds
warm
back.
morning
Cast
here,
our,
but it's
cast
not
our
too
minds
bad.
back to Doha in 2015, and we saw the heat and humidity there, didn't we? In the T11 5,000 meters, and athletes that were way out in front. Some of them didn't even finish. Some of them fell over from exhaustion because it was so hot. So the pacing in these type of events extremely important. But Rudakov looks like he's doing it reasonably easy at the moment. The man who picked up that silver at the Worlds back in 2019, and he's not only doing it easy, he's a good half a lap ahead.
Well, we're heading for 7 laps to go, and Rudakov, if he keeps this pace up, he's going to lap them very soon. He did win silver in this in Dubai. It was still very warm there, despite it taking place in early November, and the previous World Championships in the Middle East in 2015 in Doha, they were held the last week of October. It was really warm there as well. And these men's 5,000 metres races, they always do tend to take place in the morning sessions as opposed to the evening. And it's usually very close to the midday sun. Well, Rudakov has got quite a pace going here. His lifetime best is 15:46, and that's only 3 seconds off the long-standing European record from Rob Matthews of Great Britain, broken in 1989 in Germany. He's now just about 3/4 of a lap ahead of Kassar and Kosakowski. Kassar has been studying sports management in Gaziantep in the International Blind Sports Association circuit. He's been the world champion in that, in the 200 and the 800. European champion in the 5,000 in 2016. At the Paralympic Games in Rio, he finished 4th in the 5,000 metres, was disqualified in the 10,000. All that effort and a red card right at the end. Well, he's beyond 3/4 of a lap clear of the rest now, Rudakov, and the way it's going, he is going to lap them very soon. It's a remarkable performance, and as you see, his pace right now is around 14 seconds off his lifetime best. Can he keep this pace going?
Well, it must be a bit of a lonely stretch for Rudakov at the moment, because he's...
Well, he does have someone to talk to, though.
He does have someone to talk to. Joe, I was just about to say that. He's actually got something to chase as well, if we look at it that way, because if he chases those two pairings in front of him, he almost makes it into a time trial by himself. But at this rate, he's going to be finished, be able to go and have a wash and come back and watch the other two pairs finish.
Well, the way it's going, it is complete visual impairment. Obviously, his guide will be giving little instructions, and some guides are more vociferous and do more commentary, if you like. There's 2,000 laps to... 2,000 metres to go, 5 laps to go, 2,000 metres, but before long, he's going to hear the footsteps in front of him. He's going to know how close they are. And he's only maybe 40 or 50 seconds away from lapping the rest of the field.
Well, it is actually worse than that, because Kassar has actually not finished in 2 events in this as well. So let's assume that he does finish. If he doesn't, then we'll only have 2 out of the 3 finishing. He didn't finish in 2015 at the Worlds in Doha and in Dubai. Perhaps he doesn't like that region of the world, because it does get quite hot, especially doing these type of events. So no such issues like that for anyone today, though. In fairness, Kassar's looking pretty solid there at the front with the yellow shorts. This man here and his guide are looking even more solid. Rudakov looks like he wouldn't blow out a candle at the moment. I always worry about these races though with the guides, because even simple things like at the end to make sure the... Oh, he's gone off the track.
Look at that, look at that!
He's just gone off the track.
Now, well, that's a slight problem. We have seen in other events, if you step off the track and on the inside, that can mean disqualification. He's so far in front, it's academic, but I hope
just as I was saying about,
caused them a problem. It's
just
your
as
fault.
I was saying about, I have issues with the guides sometimes because of those type of things that happen, and Rudakov has stepped off the track. Now, if we're looking at it from a practical point of view, we're saying, well, he was so far in front that it's not going to make a difference. But perhaps when they get down to the technicalities of it, that because Rudakov has stepped off the track, then perhaps we look at these two pairs now coming through. They may not know it, but they may be fighting out for a gold medal, even beside the fact they're going to get lapped at some point. So it's all to play for still, and they won't be able to know that. They won't be told of that, but they have to make sure they finish the race as we go back to the javelin.
Billy, how far can that go? I think that's outside the quadrant, actually. I'll tell you what, he's young, he's quite raw, he's 23 years old, he's got a really wild style, but he's immense to watch. He got the line right. No, he didn't. He got the line wrong. We were watching the javelin by that stage. If he gets one of those right, he's heading for something major. And Rudakov is heading for something major here. Now the interesting thing is, since that incident, he has gone a slower rate. You'll see the paces slackened back too. He was on around 15:59 pace, and suddenly he's moved back around 15 seconds. And it might just be a case that his guide Vladimir Misnikov has just said, let's take it a little bit easier. May have to. He's got 20% of the race to go. 4/5 done, 1,000 meters, 2.5 laps to go. It wasn't a deliberate step inside the track. It's not as if he was trying to cut meters down. Obviously, in shorter track races on this circuit and the IAAF circuit, the able-bodied circuit, if you want to call it that, if you step inside the track, that will pretty much be instant disqualification. But I mean, this is as long a race as it goes. I think he should be okay. Two laps
left to go for Rudakov. So I'm sure in the back of Vladimir Miesnikov's mind, he must be thinking, well, we might be in a bit of trouble. But if common sense prevails, then it shouldn't be an issue. But as I said, both Kozakovsky and Kassar need to really make sure they put themselves in a solid position to finish in front of one another, because if it does come down to a disqualification, then it would automatically revert back to whoever finishes first out of those two pairings as to who picks up the gold medal. As it stands, it's Rudakov who will be coming around to take the bell the next time he comes past the start-finish line. He's got about 500 metres left in this men's T11 5,000 metre final. So as it stands, Rudakov in first, Kassar in second, and Kozakovsky, who's coming around with Kassar. They have 2 laps remaining. Rudakov will take the bell when he goes across the line here, and he'll have 400 metres remaining as he heads towards the end of this T11 final.
So there's the bell, and Rudakov is well out in front. Now, he did have an opportunity of lapping the rest of the field. They have sped up a little bit. He's almost certainly deliberately slowed down slightly, but it's Rudakov with his guy Miasnikov. The big battle is for the silver medal between Hasan Kassar and Alexander Kozakovsky, and at the moment it's looking like that'll be 30 seconds or so after the gold medal is finally made secure. And obviously the big reminder, the athlete has to cross the line first ahead of the guide. Kassar in second, Kozakovsky in third. Rudakov reached the point where he was 300 metres ahead of the rest. Now the bell is coming for the other two. but Rudakov is on his way to gold, and he's well clear of it, and he's backing up the pace himself, coming into the final straight. Kassar in second, Kosakowski in third, but there's no doubt about who's going to take the gold medal. It is Rudakov, on his way to glory, and he takes the honours for Russia. It's a championship record too, by 5 seconds. 16:05.53. Nuno Alves had the old mark from Swansea 7 years ago. Now, the main race, and it could be silver for Poland here. Kosakowski, silver in Berlin 3 years ago. He took gold in the 1500 metres, and he and his guide, Krzysztof Wasilewski, have gone for home now. Into the closing straight, and Kosakowski is on his way to another silver medal. Twice a World Championship bronze. Had the misfortune of being disqualified at the Paralympic Games in the 1500 metres, but Kosakowski's on his way through, crosses the line, and he takes the silver. Hassan Hussein Kassar is in third. Well, they gave that some tilt. What a remarkable race in very many ways. Rudakov with a new championship record of 16:05, and his winning margin was just about 50 seconds in that 5,000 metres. Quite remarkable, as someone used to say. It's another 5,000 metres European silver for Kosakowski. It's the 4th European medal of his career, 1 gold. That's now 2 silver and a bronze. But Fedor Rudakov, well, obviously a lot of the home attention will go to Kosakowski. But Rudakov just went clear early on, and he stayed out there. Silver in the World Championships in Dubai at the end of 2019. And when the world of para-athletics has reconvened, he is the European champion. What went wrong was that little stumble where he went off the track. It wasn't obviously a deliberate act, so he may be okay for that. But so early, pretty much the opening lap, he decided to go out in front. That was after 200 metres. The first half lap. Add on another 12, and Rudakov is through for gold. Kassar being well communicated with guide, and I'm not sure he actually switched guides during that. Umut Kurcu and Hassan Kaleç here is too. Now that was the stumble. We'll have to see if that causes any further repercussions, but he is the champion for now. 16:05.53. I think he's okay, but I'm not the one who makes that decision. Kosakowski, who had battled for the silver medal, got there ahead of Hassan Kassar, and they have another second spot at a European Championships. A remarkable race. It was, excluding the guide, a solo effort. And Kosakowski, look at that! Number 1 for Kosakowski. Rudakov has been disqualified for going off the track. Oh, that's so unfortunate. Sport is so cruel. But under the letter of the law, and no doubt Russia will appeal, Rudakov has indeed been disqualified. Wow! Well, it came to that moment when he stepped off the track, and under the letter of the law, there, the foot inside the barrier, all the foot, 2 feet inside the barrier, 2 left feet, if you like. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Well, it ended up being a 4,999 metre race for him, and he has been disqualified. That is so unfortunate, and that means Kosakowski, pending appeal, is the European champion for the second time. Kassar promoted to the silver. Well, that's nothing short of extraordinary. there was a worry over Rudakov, and he has been disqualified. Kosakowski the gold for Poland. Hassan Hussein Kassar the silver for Turkey. My, oh my.
Well, the men's club throw F51, not quite as much drama in this as there was then on the track. But we've seen it before, we've seen people being disqualified for finest of margins where mistakes are made. And Rudakov then on the track. You have to feel for him because it was a complete and utter mistake. Wasn't on purpose. But anyway, we're back to Enge in the men's club throw F51 category. Dimitrovic currently leads with that world record throw of 34.71 metres. Mikhail Enge of the Czech Republic currently in third position. All 6 throws taken at the same time. And as it stands, he has himself in a medal position. 1 centimetre shy of that one of his third throw, which has him up there in third place. Just by 1 centimetre though. So we head back to the men's javelin throw, F37-38. And Shinetsky. An opener put him up there in the gold medal position of 40.80 for the Polish athlete. .86 for Shinetsky.
An important point to make in this javelin, it's F37 and F38 together, so it's been decided on points. So if an F38 and an F37 both throw the same distance, then an F37 athlete will gain slightly more points for that.
Loads of Czech interest in this as Vima steps up. Just turned 21 years of age in the last 6 weeks or so. No improvement though, he remains in 8th position. Dmitry Sips of Latvia.
I should point out that Billy has had his third round throw.
Silov's in 4th position. Three successive European Championships. 41.79 though, he's in 4th position. Silov's in that F38 category. Left arm of Kukla.
So just a quick word, Billy has had his third round throw, went out to 51.66, which is the best throw so far, a new champion record for an F38. But Chanetsky leads on points, being an F37, despite throwing 5 meters less. At the moment, Chanetsky leads by only 8 points.
Time for the women's shot put, F54.
Well, again, with this, all the throws have been taken at the same time because of the duration it takes the athlete to get in and be strapped into the seat.
And
So the leader in this at the moment
53
is Yulia Nezura of Belarus, and again, this is being decided on points. Nezura has thrown 6 meters 61, Kasanu 527. So if Lebedieva gets close to those, then she may actually gain more points in order to get up into top spot. So keep your eyes open on that one. Figuratively. And it's just happened. 5 meters 20, European record, and on points, Lebedieva goes into the lead by 202. A new European record, back to the javelin, and Wroblewski needs to get this after 2. No throws. And the young man has got it in the quadrant at least. .37.33, and he goes 5th. Really, you can see with the longest throw, but on points, he is 2nd because it is a multi-category event. Likewise, Lebedieva, not the longest throw, but F53 is nominally slightly more affected physically than F54. They are given more points. And of course, those of you who've been with us for years know that, but it's a growing sport. Lots of new viewers, definitely will be the case for Tokyo 2020 later on in the year. Sorry if you're hearing this for the 28th time, but there are those who are hearing it for the first. Lebedieva had the old European record of 5.19, set in Paris in the Grand Prix there in the summer of 2018, and she's beaten it by a centimetre. What now? We're going manually. Measured more regularly on laser devices these days. And usually, there is not a problem. But occasionally, as you might remember in the hammer with Betty Heidler at the Olympic Games in 2012, when the hammer fell into a pre-existing divot on the Olympic Stadium pitch, she'd found herself marked down, had to appeal, took ours, got her medal, justifiably. So we're going manual, we're going old school. Christine Smith has the F53 world record set in Berlin in 1994, the New Zealander. Lebedieva, the only F53 in the field, which is why we are going to points. Always good to compare notes.
Yeah, we will accept the EDM. This one EDM. 1 centimeter, 1 centimeter. Accept.
And the wait goes on for Lebedyeva, as if her time in the sea wasn't long enough. There's only one thrower after this, and that's Maria Bogacheva. Obviously, those who've already thrown have no longer a say. Nazura in second place, Kashanu for the Czech Republic in third, Rajkovic in fourth, now out of the medals. So another throw coming. And it looks to me as if they're registering that as her second attempt. The same way. The most important thing is right now, she leads and she's in the gold medal position. 5 meters 45, a second European record in 2 throws. And this may be another one. Lots of other field events are coming up. We've the women's shot put F40 final, which is on in 20 minutes. Men's javelin is continuing with Billy looking so strong. In the women's long jump T37, that will be starting minutes. So now they've got the manual equipment set up. Should be a lot quicker for them to get marks registered. The longest throw that any European in her category has ever achieved. She's getting ready for throw number 4. I mean, it's against the clock, there's no doubt that these are official throws, these aren't practice throws. White flag going up as well. 5:36, her third throw to register. As we go to the women's long jump T37, Piotrowska for Poland.
Piotrowska with her very first jump. Only 4 in this competition. So that puts Piotrowska up into second position as we head back to Lebedyeva and the women's shot put F54. This is her 4th attempt. All taking a bit of time.
Coming up, the final of the women's 200 metres, T35, the most impaired of the standing coordination impairment events. The European and championship record holder, the 6 times European champion Maria Lyle, goes in this. What a great champion Maria Lyle has been. Time and again, the 3 in a row 100 metres champion, and won back-to-back 200 metres in Swansea and Grosseto, the reigning world champion too. In lane 4 for the Netherlands, silver in the 1 and the 2 in the last Europeans in Berlin, Nienke Timmer. And in lane 3 for Poland, the reigning European champion, Jagoda Kibil. She took gold when Lyle did not start the final in Berlin in 2018. They've all medalled in the last Europeans. Kibil was 4th in the 100 metres final, which Lyle won, and in which Timmer was 2nd. So Kibil in 3, 4, Lyle 5. The final of the women's 200 metres T35, and Lyle has got off to an excellent start as usual. Timmer just behind, Kibil trying to come round the crown of the bend on her, but it's all about Maria Lyle. The schedule's affected for 2020, but into 2021, Maria Lyle is on her way for her 7th European title, and she's well clear. It's going to be fast. 30.69, she breaks her own championship record. Kibil gets the silver for Poland, and Timmer is 3rd for the Netherlands. Her championship record, her own championship record, had lasted 7 years. Set in Swansea when she burst onto the scene in 2014. Another great result for Great Britain and for Scotland. Maria Lyle of East Lothian, coached by Jamie Bowie. It was so unfortunate for her that she couldn't start the 200 metres final in Berlin, but she's back in Bydgoszcz with a bang. Looking good for Tokyo. She's conquered the continental title once more. 3 golds in Grosseto, 2 in Swansea, just the 1 in Berlin, and now 1 in Bydgoszcz. Good race for the silver. Kibil just holding off Timmer. It's the safe way to celebrate. Maria Lyle, the champion once more, that championship record 30.75. Kibil, the silver 33.14, ahead of Nienke Timmer of the Netherlands.
So Lebedev still going forwards in the women's shot put F54. This 5th attempt, white flag given, currently in the lead. She was European champion discus throw in 2018. Silver medal in this event. And she took a bronze in the javelin, so she got trifecta 3 years ago, heading on her way towards a gold medal at present. Women's long jump, T37.
It's Zapasnikova for Russia, who had a no jump in the opening round. T37, coordination impairment. Nominally the 2nd strongest category physically. Now there are only 4 in this, so we are whizzing through the competition. No worries about the board this time. She learned from her first attempt. Well, needs about 440 to get in contention for the medals. She's done that. The smile will tell you enough. Zapasnikova going into the lead. 4 meters 60. Ahead of Gineste, who's equal to lifetime best. Marta Pietrowska for Poland. 4:24 in the opening round. She's gone down to the bronze medal position. She's used the board well. That looks to be at beyond 4 meters certainly. 4:51 a lifetime best. Well supported by our Polish colleagues. Poland, who won more titles than else at the last Europeans in Berlin. Excellent run up. With the coordination impairment, obviously, the takeoff has to account for it. Each individual athlete's situation. All the 4 scores, she goes into the silver medal position. Gineste for France, having equalled the lifetime best in the opening round of 4:33. This is a 3rd round attempt. Didn't really use the board a huge amount, but connected with it at least. Gives her maybe around 15 centimeters away. 4:24 in round 2. Well, actually just tipped it, frankly. Yeah, not so much on the board at all, and almost looked a little bit as if she was pulling out of the leap. But it'll still be one of the longest of her career. It was 4:33 going into it being a lifetime best. She's done that once, and she's come so close to doing it again. 4:32, she remains in the bronze medal position. And Alsteinsdottir of Iceland in 4th. Marta Pietrowska, 16 centimeters away from the gold medal mark for now. The defending European champion under a lot of pressure. The only European medal of her career. She has won 1 silver and 2 bronze at World Championships. Going back to Christchurch in 2011, that was the bronze. She'll feel it was a better attempt, and she used the board really well. Landing a bit awkward. And the matter of having to adapt to balance up the right-hand side. That's a super takeoff. A 4:51 she won gold with, being a lifetime best. That's how she won gold in Berlin in 2018. 4:22 this time. Can't quite edge up towards Zapasnikova.
Time to head back to the track and the women's 200 metres T36 final. World record, that is some mark. Shi Yiting of China. Setting that in Dubai 2 years ago. 4 going in this one. And the first of those, Henkina from the Ukraine, who'll go from lane 6. She was silver medalist In the last European Championships, she also won silver in that one that was over the 100, and this one in the 200. So, renowned for her sprinting ability. Elena Ivanova, the European Championship and World Championship record holder. Won 2012 in the Paralympic Games. And Nicole Leipzig wanted to emulate her sister Claudia, who was a former Paralympic champion. And from the Netherlands, Cheyenne Buthorn. 2018, she competed in shot put. She's also a former para-hockey player. So Ivanova, watch out for her. In lane 5. European record, championship record holder from Russia. Buthorn in 3, Nikolaiczyk in 4, Ivanova in 5, and Kina in 6, and they get away with no problems at all. It is Nikolaiczyk who gets away fastest of all, made around straight away, but the Russian sandwich in between her and Enkina, Elena Ivanova, has also held her ground, but coming out to the straight on the outside. Looks like Henkina's making a good run, but Buthorn has all of a sudden made a run on the inside. Henkina on the outside, Buthorn further in. Henkina of Ukraine, looks like she's going to get it. Henkina on the line. Is it Henkina? Yes, it is. And falling across the line is Nikolaiczyk of Germany, who's picked up a silver. And it looks like Buthorn there has taken the bronze. Well, Elena Ivanova, she looked like she was coming into it when it came into the final 100 metres. She couldn't stay with them. And Enkina, who looked as if she was falling away after a solid first 100, really came into her own in the last 50. A gold medal for her to add to those silvers from the 100 and 200 metres in 2018. This time, she's gone one better. This is when I thought Enkina was starting to struggle somewhat. Ivanova looked like she was making a move. Nikolaiczyk seemed to be doing well, and on the inside, Cheyenne Buthorn, well, she came again. At one point, looked like she was going to snatch it. Enkina in the end puts in the hard yards near the end, and it's Enkina who takes it. Just falling across the line there is Nikolaiczyk of Germany, and Buthorn with the third place position and the bronze medal. But Enkina, the last 100 metres, she came strong, she came well, and she will come away with a gold medal. Her aim is to win gold the 2020 Games in Tokyo. Delayed to this year. She's on track at the moment. Elizaveta Enkina, a lifetime best, 31.31 seconds. And look what it means. Women's 200 metres T36 champion. Great to see. Pictures tell all you need. Lifetime best for Enkina with gold. Nikolaiczyk with a season best in second. And a lifetime best for Buthorn in third place.
That shows how much it really, truly means heart and soul. Women's shot, F54, Bydgoszcz, 6.99 already. Remember, this is going to points. And she's the last to throw. 7 meters 10, a new championship record for F54. Lebedieva's European record has her in the gold medal position. Bydgoszcz would need to be pushing towards the world record in order to get the gold. Petrovska in the women's long jump, T37, 4:44 her best so far. The defending champion. Well supported from the Polish national team. Well supported on Polish national television as well today. Used the board excellently. Well, if only for her, she could break through another 17 centimetres. Zapaznikova, the former European champion, up at 460. Petrovska, 434. It's still second spot. Zapaznikova in this fourth round of the six. The European champion in Swansea in 2014. All those medals in 2016, 3 silver, 1 bronze. The bronze in the long jump, all the silvers in the track. Can she keep her charge for gold? Well on track still for her second European title. There's a reset at halfway. Now jumping in the reverse order of where they were at the end of round 3. Motivation. She's already broken her lifetime best today, which was 4:56. And going out to 4:60. Or should I say it was a windy one, so she's gone beyond her lifetime best, but it doesn't count as it today. 4:43.
The men's javelin throw, F37-38, Doroshenko of Ukraine with his final throw. In third position.
I ostatnia próba Czarnecki.
That won't see him improve though. His second consecutive foul to finish off, so Doroshenko in third position. Billy, a championship record for him already. That one looks pretty good as well.
89.
So Vladislav Billy, the F38 athlete, 2 fouls to start with. We thought he'd thrown an extremely long one. That one is best so far though. 52-29, a champion record that puts him up in the first position. Yeah. Shnetsky in second now, 46-86. Polar F37. So Vladislav Billy, after throwing what we thought might be a record at the beginning when he was fouled, put himself back into a gold medal spot. 52-29, he's picked up the gold medal, has Billy of Ukraine. Janetsky has to settle for the silver. And Doroshenko with the bronze medal. Well, what a finish. Billy finishes with an improvement of his championship record of Ukraine. Takes the gold. Luka Shinetsky, the F37, picks up the silver. And Doroshenko, also of Ukraine, 1-3.
The final of the women's 100 metres T13. And we already have our headline act. With all the records, with all the titles, Leila and Zamitova of Ukraine. Very much the one to beat in this T13 final. The category of least visual impairment. Though obviously, in an everyday setting, visual impairment is very high. our 7 finalists. First of all, for Spain, the World Championship silver medalist in the 100 and 200, Adi Iglesias. In lane 3, alongside for France, first major championship based in Bordeaux, Celia Turkey. In lane 4 for Germany, European Championship silver and bronze medalist in the 100 metres, Jana Engelleiter. In lane 5 for France, 7th of the 100 metres of the last Europeans in Brazil, Alice Matei. In lane 6, the reigning European, World and Paralympic champion, the world record holder, Lelia Adzamatova. In lane 7 for Spain, 16 years old, first major championship for Nuria Pascal. And in lane 8 for Russia, 6th in the 400 metres at the World Championships in Dubai in 2019, Marina Yulianenko. Adzamatova, the world, European and championship record holder in lane 6. It's Iglesias in 2, Turkey in 3, Engelleiter in 4, Matei in 5, Adzamatova 6, Pascal in 7, and Yulianenko in lane 8. The final of the women's 100 metres, T13.
Lane 5.
Set.
Away first time, and sort of away very strongly, and Engelleiter too. Iglesias has got off to a brilliant start in lane 2. Iglesias leading the way, and Adzamatova fighting back. She's going to be dethroned. Iglesias wins it. And Adzamatova the silver. Engelleiter looks to get the bronze, but for the first time, Adiratu Iglesias is a major champion, and she is the European champion. From Bamako to Spain, and now to European glory, Adi Iglesias has overturned Leila Adzamatova, who has never been beaten previously in a championship 100 metres. She knew she had a big fight on 4 lanes away, and Iglesias was not to be beaten here. A brand new star of world para-athletics. Watch out, Tokyo. Adi is on her way. She's a hero. She begins a beguiling career.
Muchos ya sabrán que me han cambiado de categoría y bueno, eso pues me preocupaba un poco, ¿no? Pero bueno, siempre vengo aquí a competir, a hacer lo mejor que puedo y bueno, me ha salido muy bien, buenas sensaciones y joder, pues muy contenta de estar aquí, de estar rodeado de mis compañeros.
12.08 for Adiratu Iglesias. She's based in Lugo. Adzamatova, the bronze this time, and Engelleiter gets another European bronze, her 3rd of her career, a silver as well. Yulianenko was in 4th, and Matei in 5th. But Adiratu Iglesias is the European champion.
So away from the track, there's still field action aplenty. This, the women's shot put F40, which is just about to get underway. with Renata Slavinska of Poland at her 4th throw. World record, European record, championship record for Slavinska. That mark out there, hers. She almost got to it. 8.52 her best so far, 8.75. So her championship record has been broken. Now she just needs to chase the world one.
Well, Gineste wrapping up her long jump campaign. 4.36 her best for Madame Gineste. A leap which will be a source of a medal by the looks of it. No problem with the board, no problem with the takeoff. And a result of pure delight for Gineste. And it might be better for her. She's equalled her lifetime best today, 4.33, and that one is better. And she's going to go up into the silver medal position. 4.51 meters. And Manon Gineste goes into second. The World Triathlon, Para-Triathlon Champion of 2016, about to become a European silver medalist in the long jump. She won silver in the 200 and the 400 in Berlin. Piotrowska, who won gold in Berlin, might just have fallen to 3rd. It's a good distance. She was very close to the plasticine and has to go beyond 4.44. No problem with the board. 4.51 is Gineste's lifetime best. 4.51 on countback would get Piotrowska back up into the silver medal position. But has she done it? Has she come close and exceeded the 4.44? 4.41. Piotrowska the bronze, Gineste the silver, and Saposnikova has the gold again. She's retained the European title that she first won in Swansea. 14. Bydgoszcz of Iceland finishes 4th, having previously been a European silver medalist, actually behind Piotrowska in Berlin. So this is the final fling for Saposnikova from Chelyabinsk. Looking to go out on a high. She'll get the white flag. She'll get gold medal too. Perfectly onto the board. Now remember that 4.60 was beyond her lifetime best, but too much wind behind her didn't count. 4.56 of PB going into today, and she may well take a bow because 4.59 is a new lifetime best. Same with Gineste, and Saposnikova is the best. And in fact, she was running into a headwind there. She's achieved everything she's wanted to. A new PB, and she is European champion again. Piotrowska, gold in Berlin, bronze in Bydgoszcz. The final of the men's 100 metres, T35, the most restricted of the standing coordination impairment events. 4 going in this, 3 of them have been European champion at one time or another. The man in lane 4 holds all the titles right now. Starting off in lane 3 for Russia. First major championship for the 18-year-old from Vladikavkaz, David Zhatayev. In lane for Ukraine, the reigning European, World and Paralympic champion, Igor Sviatov, the world record holder who set the mark in Dubai. In lane 5, the former European champion from 2016 for Russia, Artem Kalashin. And in lane 6, the 2014 European champion and the world champion from 2013 and 15 over 100 and 200, Dmitry Safronov. So, Zhatayev in 3, Sviatov in 4, Kalashin in 5, Safronov in 6. The final of the men's 100 metres, T35.
Set.
Away first time. Solid start by Kalashin. Great start by Zhatayev, the youngster. And Kalashin's working hard to try and get his European title back. Kalashin, Safronov's coming close. Photo finish between Kalashin and Safronov. And that is way too close to call this a championship record. 11.79, only 200s unofficial outside the world record, which is held by Sviatov, and Safronov is equalled the world record.
Все, кто был со мной внизу, пристегнитесь, мы взлетаем.
The European and world champion from the early to mid-teens, and Kalashin 11.77 is equal the world record as well. He's being put into second place. Sviatov, who was the reigning European champion, down into third. That's incredible. Well, officially, to divide them first and second, they're being divided by thousandths of a second, but they are being given an equal world record. Sviatov responding, but this time beaten. Safronov coming late, coming good, on the near side, and just by tilting that chest a little to the left, he just got enough of the torso in front of Kalashin. 11.77 for the both of them, a world record for both of them, but not a gold for both of them. Well, Zhatayev, the youngest athlete in the field, had started so brilliantly, finished in 4th, lifetime best, 12.10. Safronov the gold, Kalashin the silver, but they share the new world record. Sviatov loses the titles and loses his world record.
Talking of records, Renata Slavinska broken her own championship record with her 4th throw, 8.75. Guaranteed the gold medal. This, her last of all. Her championship record was set 3 years ago in Berlin. That was 8.50. She's broken it. 3 times she's broken that mark today. Made that 4, but 8.75 is the winning throw, a championship record for her. She takes yet another gold medal in the women's shot put, F40. Poland at the top of their game yet again when it comes to medals. In 2016 she won the shot and the discus, the shot in 2018 and the shot in 2021. Renata Slavinska takes it, Lara Bars with the silver, Mary Fitzgerald of Iron in 3rd, and Oksana Spataru takes 4th.
A great result for Poland, taking another gold, doing very well in the field. Lara Bars, silver for the Netherlands, who've got a great athletics programme. And well done to Mary Fitzgerald from Kilkenny for Ireland. Bronze, Ireland's 2nd medal of these Europeans to go with. Greta Stromakite's gold last night.
So one event left to round up the track on the morning session on day 2. The men's 100 metres T37 final. Sherman Kubasov, who's one of 2 Russians going this. Andrei Vdovin, who's the European and Championship record holder. He'll go from lane 3, just out the box there, as you see. Zabanili, who's the defending champion, took gold in Berlin. Also in the long jump, back in Berlin, successful championships. We saw plenty of class in the last event. There's plenty in this one as well. Mikhail Kokowski will be holding hopes for Poland. So he looks to improve on his bronze from a couple of years ago. There is Vdovin, you just saw, who set that championship record 7 years ago in Swansea. Rhys Jones walking back there in lane 6 will be holding British hopes. Jones was a silver medalist looking to improve and go one better than he did 3 years ago. Bronze medalist also at the Commonwealth Games in Glasgow back in 2014. So he knows what it's like to get on the podium. I'm sure he'd be liking to get a little bit higher on the podium than he has done in the past. 9 runners in total going in this one. That world record by Charles Dutoit set back at the Paralympic Games in Rio in 2016. Vdovin then with the European and Championship record. And a class field right across all of those lanes. In lane 1 will be Eetu Kuisma of Finland, the 22-year-old, his first major championship, season best of 12.88, also his lifetime best. Noah Bak Pedersen of Denmark, who was 5th in 2018, going lane 2. And next to him, Andrei Vdovin, 15 major finals, he's won 14 of them. He's the European and Championship record holder. Vladislav Zarolubini of Ukraine goes next to him, the reigning champion from Berlin. And the second of the Russians, Sherman Kubasov, also an MMA fighter. He'll go in lane 5. Rhys Jones of Great Britain, looking to go one better than he did in Berlin 3 years ago, will go from lane 6. And the local hope, Mikhail Kokowski, bronze medalist, behind Rhys Jones 3 years ago. He also won gold over 200 and 400 in 2018. Next to him, in lane 8, Yaroslav Okapinski, who was 4th, just out of the medals in Berlin 3 years ago. And Spain's Soriano Iacomi, his first major championship, represented Spain in cerebral palsy football in the past at the 2017 European Para Youth Games. So a stacked field for the final track event of the morning session on day 2. So Kuisma in 1, Bak Pedersen in 2, Vdovin in 3, Zarolubini in 4, Kubasov in 5, Jones in 6, Kokowski in 2nd, Okapinski in 8, and Soriano Iacomi in lane 9.
Set.
And they get away also well. Verdovan's got away very quickly in lane 3. He's raced out. Cyril Labini trying to stay with him. Rhys Jones is very well. Also coming through is Kurbasov, but it's going to be Verdoven. Let's look at the time. 11:53 for Andre Verdoven. So no records on this occasion, but Verdoven has done it pretty easy. He got out there in that first 10 or 15 metres. A solid start for him. He held off the fast finishing Cyril Labini of Ukraine, who was the defending champion from 2018. But Andre Verdoven has added to his medal haul that he's picked up in the past, and he's picked up another gold medal here, this time in Bydgoszcz 2021. So Verdoven fast down the blocks in lane 3. You can see the speed he gets away with there. Cyril Labini of Ukraine tried to stay with him. Rhys Jones of Great Britain looking solid there at one point, but he was overtaken by Kurbasov. So it's a Russia 1-3 with Ukraine and the former champion Vladislav Zaryabeny this time having to settle for silver. Verdoven now 16 major finals. He's won 15 of them. Some record. So Andre Verdoven adding to his medal haul. He holds on to his European and Championship records. Doesn't break them, but he takes the gold medal. Hasn't competed at Paralympic Games to date, has Andre Verdoven. Russia banned in 2016, of course, but he's picked up a gold medal here at these European Championships, 11:53. Cyril Labini dethroned. He took the silver, 11:89, and Kurbasov picks up a bronze for Russia in 11:92. Confirmation on the board then of the victory for Verdoven on what has again been another outstanding morning of world records, European records and championship records, and we're only in the third session of 10. Long may it continue.
It's been a really spectacular competition so far, and good weather thankfully too today, which helped a lot. Kwiatkowski finishing 8th in that final. From a host nation point of view, they usually organise athletics very well in Poland, so we're seeing lots of good stuff so far. Action resumes tonight at 17:30.
Just in case you didn't know, Andre Verdoven has won. Kurbasov making a Russian 1-3. Zaryabeny 11:89. Rhys Jones of Great Britain just missing out there after being pipped in the last 30 metres or so by Kurbasov.
It's been a long day in the men's club throw. It is still being a long day in the men's club throw, which got underway just about 3 hours ago almost. It's a real marathon, and it is staying that way. We've already seen a world record in this quite early in the competition for Zeljko Dimitrijevic. We still have 2 throwers yet to go in this. 34.71, Dimitrijevic's world record. He's in the gold medal position. In the silver medal spot for Slovakia, Marian Correa lifetime best 31.19, and in third for Serbia, Alexander Radicic, lifetime best 29.98. 4 lifetime bests in this. Vladislav Grib, who had gone up into the bronze medal position for a while for Belarus, 26.30. He's been overtaken a bit and fallen down to 6th. So Radim Beres and Filip Gravac are the last two to throw in this. They've not thrown beyond 30 meters in their career, but if they do it today, that would get them up into the bronze medal position. It's the last event of the morning to be wrapped up. So Radim Beles, his lifetime best is 28.99 for the Czech Republic. Still throwing at the age of 48 in major international competition. Well, he's got himself into medal contention. 25.48 with his opening round throw, 26.49 with the second. Puts him up into 5th position. It's only 3.5 meters off the bronze medal mark of Alexander Radicic. And look at those 3 lifetime bests right at the top. So no throw in that 3rd round. His position does not improve. Halfway through, he can reset his guide. His coach can get a few things recalibrated. And he can go again for the next 3. For the final 3. So Bydgoszcz going in again. Three throws to go. 26.49. Has him in 5th place. Something towards 30 meters. And he's up there into the top 3. So 27.57, his best so far, but it keeps him in 5th place. That's a foul. So 1 throw to go after this. Well, he's been winning major titles since the 1998 World Championships in Birmingham. Paralympic champion in the discus in Athens in 2004. His last major championship medal only 2 Europeans ago in Grosseto when he took the silver, 4th in Berlin in 2018. Extra 2.5 meters onto this, and his last throw for a bronze. Edge of the penalty area actually is a very useful marker for all of the athletes. Those who are not in gold medal form in this, but certainly would be jousting for the silver and bronze. 26.87, Bydgoszcz in 5th, Gravic, the last to go for Serbia. So Filip Grajewicz, from what we can see, is a major championship debutant. At the age of 37, turned 37 the other week. And obviously the resetting, the positioning. $29.98 the target for the medals at the moment. That lifetime best, Alexander Radicic of Serbia anyway. There's no mathematical way they can get all 3 medals. They have gold and bronze right now. But they could have gold and silver. Grajewicz 28.10, his lifetime best, and that would not be good enough for a medal. However, add 2 meters onto it, the throw of his life, and he's in the top 3, and nobody has a right to reply. It's good to have a side job as a mechanic in this. So the final throw in a competition which started at 10 AM local time, and it's almost 1. The longest event of the day. No joy. Well, it's towards the edge of the Bydgoszcz penalty area. So that's knocking around 28 metres. It'll be around the range of the previous best mark we saw from Les. These are all practice throws at the moment. They're all still here from Serbia, as there's a gold definitely coming, and at least a bronze, but maybe a silver. But if it is to be a silver, then the names will change. Radicic in 3rd, could be knocked down by his teammate. Grajewicz could just deny Dimitrijevic the gold, but it would need an amazing throw from his point of view. Now that is further That is definitely further. Might that just get him into the medals? Bellows was 27.5 metres in 5th, but he held up just shy of that line, which is kind of conveniently placed from our point of view. It's beyond that, so maybe around 29 metres. Radisic's lifetime best 29.98 has him in bronze. Graovic. Has he done it? That's a good throw, 29.04. He is now 5th, Bella's 6th. Another metre. One more metre, and he's up into bronze in his major championship debut. Well, that looks better still. Certainly around the same range at the very least. Got good height on it. That line is something he can only ever dream of emulating, but still doesn't even need a metre compared to what he threw first. But how many times do you see an athlete go very long in the opening round and then just can't recapture it? Either the energy's been eaten up a bit. Well, 28.60 is still really decent. That lifetime best of 29.04 is Graovic in 5th. 94 centimetres further than he had ever thrown before, so all he has to do is do that again. They're all around the same range, but you can see the reaction from the front row that they're not quite convinced it's further. Probably right. That was 27-22. A halfway point where he can take a break if he wishes. Well, again, it's beyond that penalty area line, which is basically what he needs to surpass by a decent bit. Is that in and around the 30-metre mark? That is so required for him to edge further up and maybe get into the top 3. 28.10. Needs to find another couple of metres. It was the best throw. That was his first throw. How often do we see that? Well, he went with a different angle that time. Slightly different technique. Similar kind of range. Is there still enough energy left in there for one massive throw? Dimitrijevic in the gold medal position, 34.71. That was 27.59, 5th attempt by Graovic with 1 to go. So this is it. Every last bit of energy to be thrown into this. Power and strength and accuracy. Here he comes. That is noticeably shorter. So, Serbia get the gold and the bronze, and the 5th place. Dimitrijevic is the European champion. Correa of Slovakia the silver, and Radicic of Serbia the bronze. That will not be beyond 29.04 for Filip Gravic. Actually, maybe he should have had that line. 29.03, the 2 longest throws of his life, and he finishes in 5th. So that's the men's club throw F51. Dimitrijevic with the gold for Serbia. Correa the silver for Slovakia, and Radicic the bronze for Serbia. Serbia with 1 gold, 1 silver, 3 bronze to the name. 8 gold medals so far for Russia, 20 medals overall. 7 gold for Poland, 18 medals completely. Ukraine with 6 gold and 13 medals overall. Czech Republic have won 3 medals, all gold. Prior to this, so Dimitrijevic, the world record, 34.71, the gold for Serbia. Correa, the silver for Slovakia, and Radicic, the bronze for Serbia. So the action resumes 17:30, 5:30 Central European Time. That's 4:30 in the UK and Ireland, 3:30, 15:30 GMT. For evening 2 of the 9th World Para-Athletics European Championships.
In this session, actually, you have a world record every single day. Ty